Oh boys, 0 to Hero tournament is starting now with the seeding. We have 2 maps that will be played by all of the 128 players. Let's see if every player has made it to the server here, or if we have some players missing. We have still 111 players. And how does it work? That's a good question. Maybe this evoked the question in you. With the seeding, you play those 2 maps in time attack. Your times will be summed up together, and the lower your time is, the better. Just the better it is, and then the seats or the bracket will be filled in after a cumulative system. So the first player won't play against the second player, and so on. So the better your seeding here is, the worse opponents you have. Or fortunately, maybe a bracket with only 3 players, or in total. So this is how it works, and then afterwards we will of course jump into cup mode and into a double elimination bracket. So if you got 3rd or 4th in one of your matches, you're not out directly. You have one last chance in order to make it towards the finals. We have this map, Rise Up, and as you can see, this ending is super insane hard to get. Tween already with a 103.94. So the world record on this is actually, let me check, Rise Up. It is a 103.60. So Tween 0.35 of a second behind WR already, but also really good times here by Carl Jr. and Complex. All of the 3 players dropping a time below 104. So what a great time. And then we've seen 30, even more players dropping a time under 104, which I would consider a good match time. Let's see what Pack is doing here. And right now he's approaching this start section, goes very tight, and is actually on minus 0.15 of a second. Good section for him here. Let's follow him. Oh, it seems that he has made a mistake here, so he finds himself 0.1 of a second behind the leader, but actually 0.7 ahead of his PB. So this is, or about this, around this round time. This is good. Oh, but he has made a mistake, so this is bad news for him. But of course he has 8 minutes left in order to clock in a time. Okay, who else can we spec? Of course, it's a mess here to spectate so many people. Let's follow Shorty here, who's right now 0.5 of a second behind the leader, who's still Tween, so Tween off to a good performance. I think he's one of the favorites going into this tournament, as well as Complex, who is first in the CP, and maybe even Carl Jr. So Shorty making this ending, finding himself in 35th position behind 2 THE members. So great performance there from Shorty. I mean, he can still push it a bit, but still good. Jono playing as well, 57th place for him at the moment, but he's off to a good start as well. Fighting it here with Ted, goes a little bit too tight and therefore not the best speed outcome from him. Oh, a bit sloppy for him, so he is not looking good here to improve his time. He's taking it a little bit more conservatively. As you can see, Ted is just extending his lead, and Carl Jr. is clocking in the first place here. So Jonio had to respawn, and let's check what time Carl Jr. has done. A 103.75! Are you kidding me? This is 0.15 away from his WR, or from his round WR, or whatever, Daddy Mania. So this is an insanely good time. Look at that. Then we have Beat in 2nd place. Novice also rounding up the top 5. Danik B in 3rd place. Scotty in 5th place. Also really nice to see. Really good time for him. Complex Dutchy Call. So you see that right. The 2006 world champion is playing. Ager in 10th place. Only finding himself 11 thousandths behind. But still, it's looking good for all of the players here. John Yo-Yo also playing. Rachid, Nevermind. Then we have Yaka, Flyer, Soldier, Angelov, Cap, Mathix, Symbios, Panda, and Asper. This is your first 2 pages, but let's follow someone who didn't finish yet. Dank didn't finish. Barbos. Barbos is not has not finished yet. So let's follow him right now. He's at the same start as Javzo. Javzo had to respawn. Yo-Yo is also there, as you can see. Silver, Banane. So a lot of really well-known players here. Barbos with a little bit too much of a dirt touch there, but still in the mix, finding himself 0.18 of a second behind the first place Speed, but now it's Omnipods. What time did he drop? He's pointing in the XD. What time is that? A 103.64! Are you kidding me? Oh my god! Omnipods dropping PB in the seeding. In the one of the most important rounds, he's dropping the PB. I mean, concerning your PB. So really great time by him. Right now it's Barbos finding himself 0.5 behind, 55th position at the moment. So not looking too bad for him, for the Elementaries player. Oh yeah, 51st. Only the end is remaining for him. Looking good for him. Oh, but the ending, he actually survived it and actually dropped the 104.3. So good time for him. But what is this time there? What is this time there from Omnipods? Can we talk about that? Holy moly. So, if you have a bad time, you get seeded with very good times. So, it's a cumulative seeding. So, if you're first or second, you won't play against a good player, or like top 16, I would say. They will open up, or top 32, they will open up a new match. That first to 32nd place can play against each other. I think it is like that. So, just be in top 64 and you're good to go. And if you're like 65th or something like that, you play against the 33rd and the first player. It's a cumulative system. I don't know what this means in exactly, but your times will be summed up together, and this will determine who you will play. Okay, let's check who didn't finish so far. It is actually Nixotica who didn't finish yet, but right now is on the time, but only 91st. But still not looking too bad for him. 1.5 seconds behind the leader, who was called Junior at this CP, so it seemed that Omnipods got an insane ending. As you can see, he's right now first in this CP. And actually he makes... Oh, he didn't make it to the finish, so unfortunate stuff there for him. Oh, who else is there? We have Salty Kaspa. Simply Nick, 75th position for him. Also looking good. Clem also there, but Nick not with the best line here. A little bit wonky, but still was able to survive. Oh, a little bit of airtime for him. Clem is a little bit further ahead. But maybe we should focus on a player who comes as a surprise that he's down here. We have focus. Bergie. Ooh, Bergie only at 68th position. So let's follow Bergie here for a minute. Let's see what he's doing in this last remaining 3 minutes. Good approach for him in this section. Accumulates a lot of speed. 44th position for him. Sky with the disconnect. And Bergie goes super far outside, so he gathers a lot of speed. But this is exactly what you want in this section. As you can see, he's catching up towards his PB. Looking good for the Norwegian powerhouse here. As you can see, rocking the Nordavin skin. Looking good for him. 0.3 of a second ahead of his PB. So this is good news right now. He's in 69th position. So certainly a good position. But of course you want the best seat possible. Oh, but Bergie coming closer here. Didn't even lose too much to the first place player here. Only 0.4 of a second behind, so this could be a good time here for Bergie as he's approaching the last section. Yes, he's surviving it, and 42nd place for him. Great job for Bergie. Okay, let's see who else is here, who we can spectate. Let's spectate Lundstorm, who is right now starting with Doful, Energize. Then we see Sky, Deer, and Jono, so a lot of players are here. So this is really stacked. Okay, so Lundstorm off not to the best start, as you can see. 0.1 of a second behind Mathix, who had the fastest start here. But he recovers well. Energize also there, a little bit of airtime there, so not the best speed. So Lundstorm had to go to the start again. Alright, so Shorty, 31st place for him. Not too bad. Then we have Nevermind, 29th, and Barbos rounding up the top 30. Both with the same time here. But everything close to 104 time would I consider as very good. Actually, Barbos off to minus here. We can see a 3-man fight between Cithro, Theo, and who also is there. Okay, he just died. It was Theo who died. Asper is there. Barbos goes super risky, gets so much speed in this section. But is actually, with a good line. Look at this. So only 0.25 of a second behind the first seeded player, who's right now Peg. What is happening? Wait, Peg had the fastest CP here. Okay, no, it wasn't Peg. But Peg with a 103.80. But Barbos unfortunately making a mistake. So let's check who is still on the run. Because 37 seconds left. Ugh. We have Dank, I think, is the last player who can make something happen. Dexter has made a mistake. Then we see a lot of players here. So, yeah, not a lot of players are in the mix. Let's follow Nixotica here. It could be his last chance. I'm not finding him anymore. But let's follow here someone who is making this ending in this last couple of seconds. Who's gonna improve? Flyer is making it. Oh, a lot of mistakes. Cole made it. Oh, and then we have Zach not making it in the ending. So it will be Omnipods winning the first seeding. The first seeding with a 103.64. This is a mentally good time. But you see a lot of players have finished there. And yeah, we will go to the next map now. Let's see what it will be. Of course, the maps are random and we will only play 2 maps in the seeding. Alright. So guys, I want to stress out that we have 6 world champions playing this competition. We have Bergie, Hucky Jr., Spam, Cole Jr., and Peck. So this is, I don't know how stacked it can be. But yeah, all of a sudden it's pretty stacked. So it's live already. We have Siphon Blur now, which is also rather cool track, I would say. The Daddy Mania is a 101.77 by Cole Jr. So you can expect a 102 here from the players, maybe a 101. What I want to focus is the start here, because you can either go for the outside approach, as all the players are doing here, or for the inside approach, which is really hard. But once you did it good, you gain like a lot of time. You gain a lot of time, maybe like 0.3 or 0.2, so it's really worth it. So let's check who is the first player who will finish this track. Or we see, actually, Not is right now in first ahead of Carl Jr. So let's search Carl Jr. here for now. Can I find him? Damn it. Damn it, I can't find him. But Eddie will take first place. Let's follow Nixotica here, who's 0.3 of a second behind. Bergie is here in the mix. Mixmod and Scrappy. Of course, it's really hard to spectate a seeding like this. I can only give you information, and maybe I can find 1 or 2 good runs. Let's see what Nixotica is doing. Maybe this map suits him better. I think this is one of the harder maps, because you really need to gather a lot of speed in this section, only tap, and you need a really good angle for that. And then you slow down here with a drift that you have to hold really long. And then afterwards, let's check this part here. We can either go for the triangle, but a misalignment is really unforgiving in this section. So let's follow Dutchy, who's on a good time right now. Only 0.05 of a second behind the leader, who's Omnipods. Actually, no, Novice. So it's a back and forth in those CPs. So good performance here from Dutchy at the moment, finding himself only 0.15 behind. So this could be a good time for him. Scrappy is taking the 3rd place. Also, this turn is really good to do. It's very smooth. And right now, Dutchy is looking good to clock in an okay time. He lost it a bit here. Finds himself 0.4 behind. But players are saying that Novice got a sick time. But also Dutchy with a 102.4 time. 0.2 time, I mean. And Novice also dropping the 101.85. So he finds himself 0.07 of a second behind the Daddy Mania. So what a great time there from Novice. And this is exactly how you want to start this competition. Great time here. We see a lot of players who didn't finish yet. Bergie also here, who did not finish. Oh, also with a mistake here, Magorian. Let's go with Magorian here. But right now a lot of players are finishing. So it is so messy. But Magorian is also on a run here. But not too good of a run. 0.5 of a second behind the leader. But keep in mind that Novice dropped a banger of a time. So not sure what he has smoked. But of course he's one of the favorites who goes into this tournament. Okay, so he's surviving it. Fakey lost it a bit there in the end. But let's follow C-Throw. Let's see where Bergie is. Bergie 63rd. Oh, good battle here between him and Magorian. So maybe we should focus on this round here. Also, Tails is in the mix, and Fakey and Asper are not too far away. Bergie with a good line. Gets a lot of speed. More speed than Magorian here. So great section there from Bergie. Tails also in the mix. And this part is really hard to do. But Bergie does it good. Had to go for the triangle and therefore for the risk. So that was worth the risk, but of course not good. Okay, Mixmod starting with Bergie. What a coincidence. And also Scrappy is here. So what a great pack to spectate for now. Oh, but Bergie making the mistake as well as Mixmod. Okay, so let's check the standings for now. It's Novice still in first with a lead of 0.13 of a second. Then we have Omnipods, the only two players who have surpassed the 102 barrier. Pack in third. Oh, right now with a good start goes for the triangle. We have Spam and Focus here as well. So let's keep our eyes here on Pack, but didn't get the best speed from that. Beat Scrappy, Flyer, Aswer, Tween and Cole Jr. Then we have Soldier and Dexter, and as well as Yo-Yo, which is your top 12 for now. So you can see the risk here. It really pays off. Yo has really shown us how to do a good apex for him in this turn. Grants himself a lot of speed, 0.079 behind the leader, who was Pack in that CP, and he had to respawn. So where's actually Danik B? Let's spectate him. Right now on a good time, but misaligned his drift there. So he had to go all the way back to the start. Ega here also in the fight with Neodim. But everyone who has spectated now makes a mistake. Let's see what Spam is doing. Except and Mesco are here. But Spam is doing it good. Good apex for him, so grants a lot of speed. He's overtaking both of the players. Mesco actually with a mistake. Acceptor gets overtaken by Spam as well. So let's check. What is Spam doing here? Good turn for him. He's going for that triangle. Good approach for him. So you can see this turn is very, very difficult to do, but you have to go for that. So Spam only 0.15 of a second behind the leader. Good speed for Spam, but misaligned his car there a bit, and therefore not the best section there for him. You can see in the bottom right here, he's losing slightly amount of time. So Spam could improve here, but only a tiny bit. 0.05 of a second. Supra's also there, but it seems that he has fallen down. And yeah, now we should focus on the players. Oh no, Spam with a mistake in the end. Now we should focus on the players who didn't finish yet, or not with a good run. We have Amaterasu here with the 106.09. So this is certainly not a good time for him. Bergen didn't finish either, but he will do now. What the time will he drop? He will go up towards 67th place. So not the best time for Bergie, but still he got a finish. This is worth a lot. Then we have Tails also didn't finish. Clem also not with a finish. And oh, okay, a lot of things are happening here. Psychos, oh my god. Psychos didn't finish. And we have Laos not playing, of course. So out of those 128 players who have signed in, we have 110 players here. But maybe some of them are not playing the seeding. I don't know. So Psychos has to finish. Cow Jr. is taking over the third place. And therefore it's Pack dropping out of that top 3. Cow Jr. overtaking him with 0.003 of a second. So far this seeding looks really good for Omnipods. And also for Carl Jr. Beat also with a good seeding. And then we have Tween, of course, in 6th place. Dexter in 12th. So 2 Germans here in that top 12. 3 if you include Scrappy. But of course he is living in Belgium, or was born there. So yeah. You can see Yo-Yo, Mathix, Mi4, Danik B, Dachi, Yaka overtaking Egger here. And who's Zach? Ooh, Zach with a close fight here. Scotty as well. Serby also in the mix. And then we have Cithro there. So great fight here. They gives us a good overview over the whole situation here. Serby not with a good line, so Zach comes closer. Actually, Zach is on a good time, as you can see here. 0.1 of a second ahead of his PB. Cithro with a mistake, and Zach will overtake Serby just in this turn. Scotty had to DNF, or had to delete. Oh, but Zach with a mistake, so he will drop out. Banane also on a run, and we can see Bergie here as well. So Bergie needs to deliver, because I think he's still not in the top 70 yet. As you can see here, he's in 74th place. So let's see what Bergie Bergmeister is doing. Of course, this comes as a surprise for most of the players, and he actually clips there, so this could be his last attempt. Ooh, who else is down there? Who is comes as a surprise for me? Simply Nick, of course, not the best. I mean, not the experienced tech player. Of course, he did very, very good in the DDC. But playing against those players is just a very, very hard task to do. But still, a 104.20 I would consider as a good time, or an okay time. You can see a lot of players dropping a little bit further behind even. And then we have Psychos, who didn't finish yet. Nevermind also didn't finish yet after a very good performance. And let's spectate Nevermind here. He's on his last attempt and he needs to finish. He has to finish this attempt, else he has no chance. It's now do or die for him. Oh no, this was such a bad approach for him. He's already 0.4 of a second behind. So this is not looking good for the Romanian guy, but let's still follow him because he has to drop a time here. He has to deliver, and maybe he can hold this 0.5, and this will certainly put him in a good spot. So Nevermind, 82nd right now. John with a mistake, and it's a fight here between Zack and Nevermind in this section. Of course, the speedy section comes now up, and now you have this part where you really want this no grip, not the you want from the exit. You want to leave the blue a bit, but you want to get into the slide again. So Nevermind will only grant himself maybe a top 64 position. As you can see here, good ending for him. Nevermind finishing in 69th. Good performance. I mean, okay ending for him. Oh, and we see Carl finishing as well. And this could be the last player who actually has finished. So Carl was the last player. And this will conclude the seeding. Novice wins it. But I think Omnipods is the overall player who wins it. Then we have Carl in second. And Pack was also pretty good, as well as Beat. But of course, yeah, it's pretty hard to spectate this